Hello, my name is Tanya, and this is Clueless in Suburbia. Hello, everyone. Today, my very special guest is my good pal, Dylan.
We're actually dating.
Yes, and we live together.
I live here.
Yes. We are very lucky to have a very cute apartment, and as you could tell, we like decorating it with all sorts of stuff.
The ghost.
The logo, yeah, the little ghost is so cute that pops out for the visual
you can see
watchers.
It too.
Oh, the little it figurine too, as well. Yes. Me and Dylan really connect on movies and stuff like that, and media just in general. Like we thoroughly enjoy going to.
Why are you picking that up?
Because I am.
I thought it was a VHS. I was like, oh, you have a VHS prop, but it's just like charging wire.
We thoroughly enjoy going to thrift stores and scoping out old VHS tapes and stuff like that. And I feel like it's definitely become one of our favorite pastimes.
We try to go like every weekend. Like,
I know. We've been so
rare.
busy. We
Yeah.
haven't gone lately. We're at least the past 2 weeks, but I've been itching.
Yeah. If you see me at Brick Goodwill, do not speak to me.
Yeah.
I'm on my grind.
And don't even look at the VHS section because it's been real sparse lately.
Yeah, I will physically harm you.
So, yeah. Do you have anything to add? Do you have any starting words before we go move on?
When we first met up for the first time, we sat outside of Barnes & Noble for 2 hours talking about one guy, one jar.
Yeah, that's how we really connected.
And now we're here.
Do you want to match my freak?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just connected over internet lore and how we were just young kids that had no supervision.
Yeah.
With anything, with computers and stuff.
Dad worked, put a computer in the room, and just said,
have fun.
Yeah. Just watching surgeries on YouTube when I was like 12.
I still do
reason.
that. All right, so leading into it, my first full loaded question that I ask everybody, no particular order, is what are your top 5 favorite movies? And then just like a description or so on.
Obviously, Hellraiser, just...
You should see our apartment.
Yeah.
Like our apartment is pretty filled with Hellraiser stuff. He's got a huge Hellraiser tattoo.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, it was the first one I saw. I just love the 80s style, 80s, 90s style of like, all right, we got something. Now let's make it insane. Plus, also the everything in Hellraiser is genuinely terrifying.
Yeah.
To the makeup, to everything like that. Like I obviously as a kid I watched it because I was like, oh my god, this guy shoots chains out of his body. But then like growing up and like having a rewatch, it's like the people that worked this makeup and just make it genuinely terrifying. Like the Siamese twins, terrifying. Chatterer, terrifying. Who is not scared of a eyeless, earless person chattering their teeth in your ear? The most horrifying thing I think I could ever think of.
Yeah, I feel like we both have a pretty deep appreciation for like just the actual makeup that they did back then for horror movies. I'm so over the CGI thing nowadays. God. It's just not, I don't know. Like they actually, I feel like they would try their absolute hardest to just make it look like an actual, I don't know. It just looks more realistic, I guess, more so than CGI.
There was a mutual respect between actor and makeup artist where it was like there has to be a thought in the main actor's head that the makeup artist just worked on this for 7 hours. Like, I'm going to give it my all because they gave it their all. And it was also the work ethic back then. Like, you had to sit from probably 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., get makeup, 10 a.m. to probably 10 p.m. shoot, when now it's just like, start flying and then we'll just CGI the rest of this scene with people exploding. Like, it's just not scary.
I agree.
My main point, and it's funny because my main like gripe with that is when I also love the original It. I love the original It. It too, when like he opened his mouth and he has like 7 spinning teeth. Jaw. I was like, this isn't scary. Like, It 1 was scary because, like...
Or the 90s It.
The 90s It, yeah. It 1
or it might have been more so late 80s? I'm not sure the exact year.
Yeah. But it was hard. Yeah, we have the VHS. It was just horrifying because, like, somebody... It scares me more... Obviously not Hellraiser and Chatter, but it scares me more when, like, somebody can look like that. Like, I'm not scared of it too opening up to 9 sets of spinning teeth. That's not scary because it's a little far-fetched. But, like, I don't know, just it one, like, he just has sharp, weird teeth. Like, that's more horrifying to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The simplicity, maybe more so in
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And also, John Candy, he was just horrifying.
Wait, John Candy?
Not John Candy, what's his name?
Oh my god. Wait, now I'm having a brain fart because
Yeah.
then I just thought of Uncle Buck as soon as
I
you
know.
said John Candy.
Tim.
Oh my, why can't I think of it?
I know.
Now I'm having a brain fart. I'll Google it. Hold on, sorry.
Wait, just grab the VHS. It's right there.
Why don't I see
It's right there.
the VHS?
Yeah.
Hold on. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Oh my god, I don't know why that took so long.
Let's just show it off while we got it. I mean, obviously, we have. This is prime condition. It's literally incredible. But Tim Curry in this was just scary. Just scary. And, like, the way he played it, the way he acted, and it's actually really sad what's happening with him now. He's fully immobile. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's MS, but that's really sad. But, yeah, just the horrifyingness of Hellraiser is just scary to me.
I think what I love about this VHS though is that when we like moved back to New Jersey, this is like when we like signed the lease for our apartment, this is like one of the first things that we like found.
We signed the lease up the street to comic book store. We walk in, I see this VHS tape. The guy goes $5. I said, "Sir, I would have gave you 20, but here's 5."
Oh no, it wasn't the comic book store, it was the Vinyl Dinosaur.
It was the
Vinyl
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Shout out to the Vinyl Dinosaur.
Yeah.
That place is sick.
Yeah, I really like it there as well.
Okay. So number 2, Punch Drunk Love. Just, I know it's very off. For people that like know me, they wouldn't think that I would say that, but fantastic movie. Needs to be talked about when you think of Adam Sandler bangers. Obviously, huge comedy guy, is hilarious, but Punch Drunk Love is so unspoken about. It's almost like he wasn't in it, and it's just about a guy who's just really struggling with his own anxieties and things like that. And I deal with my own, and like just the way they portray what he does and what's happening around him as he's getting anxious.
It's something you relate to.
Yeah, and how there is a scene in it. There's 2 scenes in it. There's a scene where one of his sister's husbands is like a dentist, and he just like catches the husband like while he's doing laundry, and he's like, "Can you help me?" And the guy's like, I think Adam Sandler's name is Barry, and he's like, "Barry, I'm just a dentist, but what's wrong?" He's like, "Sometimes I cry a lot." Like, dude, there's like just having no idea what's going on in your own head, and it just sucks. And then the bathroom scene's classic, where he's on a date, super nervous, like really likes this girl, can't control his emotions, just looks up at her and goes, "I gotta go to the bathroom." And then goes in the bathroom, punches out the mirror, punches out the stall, hands all bloody, comes back and sits down like nothing happened. And the waiter comes over and goes, "Hey, did you just like beat up this bathroom?" And Adam Sandler's just like, "No." It's just so, dude, it's relatable. It's very comforting. It makes me feel not alone in a sense. Sorry.
Yeah, that's one of the first movies I feel like when we first started talking and stuff that you were like, "Oh, you have to watch this."
Yeah, because it's a great way to like, because you never want to explain to somebody like, "Hey, I'm like kind of nuts. Like, I don't feel good all the time." But so it's just like, "Hey, like we should watch this movie." Wow, that guy sure is going through a lot. What do you think about that? Like, just like trying to low key slide in there that I don't feel good, but no, it's just comforting knowing that somebody out there can portray what you're going through very accurately. So
I think that's a Paul Thomas Anderson film.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I'm probably gonna get dragged if I'm wrong. But
I'm dying for the VHS. We
haven't come across it.
I know, and like that's the thing about like collecting VHSs is like obviously I can order whatever VHS I want.
Yeah.
I could pay for it, but The Hunt is so good. There's nothing like, the double. We got a Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 2 in Goodwill for 50 cents. I could have paid $20 on it for eBay, but nothing beats that thrill of like this.
Finding it in the wild.
Yeah, I found this. And then it's like the thought of like who could give this up, and it's way funner. But it's also sad when we see people when we see like
this same kind of genre of
yeah,
movies
you'll
that are
see like
old.
you'll see like a huge like whatever famous actors collection, and you just think like somebody might have passed away. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like the
it's
family
sad.
just donating all their stuff.
Yeah, it's sad, but still, I'm on the come up with that. So
Yeah, I mean, one man's or like garbage is another man's
yeah,
treasure.
so I'm good. 3, angst. Angst is the great. It's a foreign film. I think it's German. Of a psycho killer. They let him. They like. I forget what the premise was of how he got out, but maybe like he's deemed too insane to face his own crime, plea of insanity. But just like a true depiction of a psychopath. Like he breaks into this house and he starts like brutally murdering like people. But like you could see like while he's doing it, he's like maybe mildly enjoying it. But then like when he snaps back to reality, he's like he's crying. He's like can't believe what he's done. And I feel like that's the true depiction of a psychopath. And he's also horrified of a wiener dog the entire movie. Horrified of this. Like there's such a good photo of like this is like after he killed like 2 people. He's like standing up against a wall like with an he doesn't kill the dog, by the way. I would not watch it if he did. But like there's just this like funny photo of like him like pointing a knife at a wiener dog, and he's just you could see in his face he's like horrified. Yeah, dude, it's so funny. But that's and there's also a 20-minute like scene of him eating a hot dog.
When's the first time you watched that movie?
I caught that one. I did get onto that one late. I probably saw it for the first time like 10 years ago, but it came out in like
It's
84.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say it's definitely
old,
older.
super old. It has like a psycho-esque thing to it where like what I like about angst that I don't see in movies nowadays is just somebody doing something kind of normal. Like eating a hot dog is normal, but when you know that this guy's a psycho, I want directors, producers, or whatever to start appreciating like an extended scene in silence, because it is more eerie watching this guy eat a hot dog for 3 minutes than like it's scary.
We should watch. I feel like I think there because I've watched Angst, like you've put it on, like, and I've watched it. I haven't fully watched it through, but I feel like Possession was
Why
like
can't I remember Possession?
it's like another like I think late 70s, early 80s like horror movie, but I for some reason it gives me the same
Is the
feel.
cover art like somebody screaming like wrapped up?
No, it's like a woman. It's about a woman.
Oh,
It
okay.
like who husband thinks she's cheating. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
But
It's
I
just
feel like you
nuts.
would think it's so weird. I had it on one day, and I think you were like working from home or something.
I
I
couldn't
definitely,
pay
but I
attention.
remember like I kept like reporting back to you and being like, "This movie is insane," but like it's really good though.
I miss that. I miss working from home and like just like you doing random things and like just giving me an update on whatever movie you were watching, or like dude, it's so funny. But
Being fun employed when I was
Yeah.
like in DC for a little
Dude.
while. Yeah, I miss that.
um
I go on like 2.5 hour walks. Like
Yeah.
I would literally just
Yeah.
walk around for
and
hours.
I was working at what, Trader Joe's? Like
Yeah.
So ridiculous. What are we on, 4th?
4, yeah.
Oh, Royal Tenenbaums, another feel good, just because what I lost my mom like abruptly and tragically, and so did Ben Stiller in that film, and just watching him process his grief, like I saw like because I think in the movie his wife died in a fire, so he had the kids doing like fire drills, and he's like sitting outside, he's like timing them, he's like not enough, so like the movie is great. The movie is great. It's just I really connected with Ben Stiller's character because I've watched
The process of grief.
my
Like,
father
yeah.
go through, because I think my mother passed in her sleep. So I remember my dad, like, even because it was when I was very young, but still, even like 5 years later, he would still just randomly wake me up, and he's like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I got to go to school in like 2 hours. Like, go away." He was like, "All right," like, but yeah. Also, I mean, and sorry for all the fans, I don't like any other Wes Anderson film.
That's okay. I mean,
I love. See, the thing with me is I love how it was shot. I love the imagery, the colors, and everything like that. But I can't watch every one in an Instagram filter.
I feel like that one, because it does kind of have darker notes to it to some extent.
Yeah, like,
I
it's
see why
sad.
you like it more. Because my favorite Wes Anderson film is probably Moonrise Kingdom, but I can't imagine you vibing with that at all if you watched it.
Isn't that a Boy Scout?
It's like the Boy Scout and then like a girl, like young girl, they like run away together and then it's their families like figuring it out.
Yeah, you can miss me with that.
Yeah, I know you know that's not up
You
your
can
alley,
miss me with
but
that.
that's my favorite, I think, personally. But Royal Tenenbaums, I would say, is probably my second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fifth, I would maybe say Natural Born Killers because I don't know. Do we have to bleep that out?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Because Woody Harrelson, just a great actor that I think is very slept on. Like I never really hear about him, and he's had bangers like Natural Born Killers. Kingpin is hilarious. Like he's so well versed, and I just love the way that Natural Born was shot. I love the way it flips through scenes. I love the story. It's just I do love. I have that on what? I have that on DVD, right? Yeah,
Did
I
we
do.
find that on DVD? I think
did.
we
It's right
did.
there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Just love. I just and it was also like a really different film for the time.
Yeah.
Like the way it was shot. Like it was very interesting, and yeah, I would have to go MBK again. You could ask me in 20 minutes and it'll all be different, but for right now, I'll take that.
Okay. I like Juliette Lewis. She's going to be
Yeah.
at the horror movie convention we're going to
know.
in August.
I'm about to blow a bag at that.
Yeah, it's like a whole Hellraiser reunion and stuff like that too.
God.
We're very
Dude,
excited.
The greatest. So there was an earthquake in New Jersey, and upon announcing that the whole Hellraiser cast was going to be there, the Monster Mania posted a post and goes, "That was no earthquake. That was hell opening."
Yeah.
Because everybody, dude, it was so good. Like, shout out to the marketing over at Monster Mania because that was the best caption I've read of all of 2024 so far.
Trying to think. Also, Juliette Lewis. Sorry to like circle back. I've read a lot of like lore about her, like on Reddit.
Weird?
No, well, she like lives in New York City and she's like always out and about.
Just very normal.
Yeah, and people like I've read on Reddit so many times people being like anyone from New York City has a Juliette Lewis story, like running into her somewhere, like
She's
just
like the Keanu Reeves,
yeah.
There's photos of Keanu Reeves on the train.
I feel like there's always stories of her people just like approaching her and her like just being like talking real quick and then running away, or like being drunk and like stealing someone's drink and running, like which is like kind of funny to think of.
Very normal, but like I'm wondering if in the back of her head she's thinking like, I'm Juliette fucking Lewis.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna like no one's gonna like, but it's cool that she'll stop and have a convo. That's what I love about like cool actors. Like again, obviously the Hollywood's good guy, Keanu Reeves. You always see him just like sitting on a subway, and I feel like Ben Affleck is pretty cool too. But I love Ben Affleck for the insane Phoenix back piece he has. You ever see that?
I think I have, yeah.
And just him. The 900 photos of him
with the coffee,
depressed with a Dunkin'. I'm gonna actually like make an Instagram called "Depressed with Dunkin'" and just to post like crazy stuff.
The videos of him lately with J-Lo have been like going viral.
Aren't they getting like a divorce or something?
I don't think so. I don't really know what they're doing. I feel like that's just like people talk. Like they clearly don't look that happy, but I also just think he never looks that thrilled. Like so,
doesn't look. It's. I mean, he just looks like he is in Gone Girl. He's just like. like he's all the time. It's so funny.
All right, so that wraps up your top 5. So on to the next one. This has been my favorite one that I've been asking everybody is what was the first movie that you saw in the movie theater as a child?
Talked about this, and I know you're jealous of my answer.
Yeah, it's a great answer.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Again, it's the fuzzy ones being the first. It's the fuzzy one, but I remember. My dad just tell like any horror movie or anything we watched, he would just be like, "This is absolutely real," and I'm just like, but like so, and that wasn't even the first movie for that day because my dad was why I'm such into movies. My dad was a fanatic, like it just all he did was just watch movies, care, and since I lost my mom at a young age, he realized that I love movies too, so he just. All day, all movies. He got me a popcorn maker for Christmas, and I didn't touch it. And then he comes into my room, probably December 28th, and is like, "Hey, saw you didn't open that. You mind if I just pop something up real quick?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, Dad." Like, because he just bought, because he was broke, so he was just like, "I'm gonna get like he loves movies, but I want this popcorn machine, so I'm just gonna wrap it nice." And he was a classic movie skipper. Buy a ticket for 11. Me and him would watch a movie from 11 to 12:45. Stay in like aisle where the movies are.
The hallway.
Yeah, the hallway, go to another movie. And that's why, and he would load up 2 extra large Cokes, extra large popcorn, just an absolute sicko at the movie theater. It was so funny. But yeah, shout out to my dad, because he is like why I just like loved all the movies I love today.
With The Sixth Sense, what was like a part that stuck out to you?
Hole in the head.
Yeah, that's like I
Donnie
feel like my
Wahlberg
part
has a hole in the head. Yeah.
Oh no, it's not. Okay, so I ended up Googling this the one
That's
day
not
because
Donnie?
no, it was. I thought it was Mark Wahlberg. Donnie Wahlberg is in the movie,
But he's
it's
not hole in the head.
he's not hole in the head guy or like kid, whatever. Because it's like, but
That's a child.
that part, I feel like that part, and then the part which was
They were
actually
in traffic. Remember all the part that scared me?
oh well, that was a female though.
Yeah,
Well,
but that was a female, but that was also scary too. Like he was just like, I think that was the I see dead people part or something. And also my dad was like an audible movie watcher, just like something happened crazy in a movie, all you hear is like 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 he's like holding his fucking breath, like just like he's there in the movie. But yeah, that I do hole in the head scene, classic. And there was that traffic scene, but I have to rewatch that because I haven't seen that in forever. I feel like
we could rewatch it one night.
Yeah.
The little girl, which was Misha Barton. She then like became like teen it girl
superstar.
because she was like in the OC, but she was
okay.
real little in that. But when she's like pushing the box like under the bed,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember.
that
Like,
part I feel like
have to watch
startled
it
me.
again.
That and the hole in the head part is like
Hole
the
in the head
two.
was
Yeah, hole in the
crazy.
head I think is the one that I distinctly remember like watching it on TV and being like taken back, like oh god, like yeah, but that's a great first one.
Yeah.
I would say that's
Super
the most
stoked
that's
on that.
a super
Yeah.
impressive one to have as the first time. All right, next question. What is a movie that you think is underrated?
Jason X.
Yeah.
Jason X. If nobody's seen Jason X, again, it's like what I was talking about with Hellraiser. It's like this movie did mildly well in the box office. Let's make 40. And then after the 40, oh, we've made 40. What can we do now? Let's put him in space.
Yeah, let's just make it the most absolutely ridiculous.
Because Hellraiser as Hellworld, I think, is fully in not fully in space, but it has a space S to it. And Jason X is just like the most insane, like just pulling people out of cryogenic chambers and throwing them against the wall. And since they're frozen, they're just imploding on themselves. Like, again, nope.
The part where he like pulls the girl and like dips her head into like I don't even
freeze liquid.
Yeah,
and it
her face shatters. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if there was CGI, so I don't know what went into that. But still, that had to be like 2000 and
it was definitely early 2000s.
Yeah, like 2004. So like, imagine like having to do all that prop work and that, like, it's just so good because it's scarier. And of course, my dad was just like, this is really going on, and I'm just like, all right. Like,
all right, that's your underrated. What would you say is your most overrated?
I'm going to get hate for this. The Lighthouse, and I'm going to, because I think both of these are horrible. Midsommar and The Lighthouse, horrible movies.
But it's funny because you do like A24 movies, but both of those.
I love A24.
Yes.
But I just think that, because again, A24 I think is the production, so it's not the actual director, but I feel like because obviously Midsommar stems from Hereditary. I think they had a good thing with Hereditary, and then it was just like, it just didn't make any sense. I feel like they were just trying to do like shocking images after shocking image after shocking image. I get that the girl like broke free out of this relationship or whatever, but like, oh, you just have somebody jumping off a rock? Like, it's horrible. Those movies are made for people that want to look like they're in the movies. Like, I totally, in The Lighthouse, I totally understand why like William Dafoe like killed that seagull and had sex with his mattress. Like, no, the fuck you don't.
And had
like,
sex with his mattress.
Like, no, you don't. You just want to look like you're into like obscure things. And I'm just, and I'll admit, I am the ultimate hater.
It's okay. I mean,
none, I'm the ultimate hater when it comes to anything.
That's one of my goals for the past year is I'm trying to be less of a hater.
My goal is the opposite. Every New Year's resolution is
like
to
Kendrick
hate more.
Lamar. What is his goal with him?
Oh, I hate the way that you walk. The way that is literally
or Kendrick Lamar makes me realize I'm not hating to my full potential.
Yeah. Dude, on my tombstone just didn't get enough time to hate. Like, dude, I don't But again, I do feel like anybody who tries to find an inner depth of either of those movies, other than Midsommar, her like realizing that she's like, can be independent. I get that. That's a nice story. But if you're like looking for a deeper meaning in either one of those films, other than loneliness will make you insane in The Lighthouse or Midsommar, like you're not in the obscure. Whatever, dude. I'm just hating on them.
I was a Hereditary fan over Midsummer.
Yeah, no, so was I, and I thought it was great. And then I just feel like they almost took like an '80s approach where they're like, what are we gonna do now? It was just It was just like shocking. Like, whatever, man.
But I do also feel like when it comes to both of those movies, they're in that category for me of like, I watched them one time full through and was like, I can appreciate it for what it is. And then I don't really ever have to watch them again.
It's like Cloud Atlas. Jake, I'm looking at you, boy. If you're watching this, Jake, that movie is trash.
You've never even fully watched it fully through.
It's just that Jake likes it. I don't want to watch it.
It's okay. Jake will be on here eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So you're overrated.
Overrated, yeah.
And so the next question is, what is something that you're looking forward to that's coming out in the future that you've seen a movie trailer for?
I saw the TV Glow.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's A24. Think so.
I'm not too sure.
But just looks cool.
Gives the vibe of that.
Yeah. And again, I watched a hair of the trailer. I'm not a really big trailer person. If I'm more of a cover art. Like if you have great cover art, I can be into it. If the cover art is mid, I'll go 30 seconds into a trailer and I'll make my decision. I really try not to watch trailers as much as I can.
I've gotten like that too. I as much. I find myself being more happily surprised by movies nowadays if I just don't watch a trailer at all and just let it be complete surprise.
But the cover art has to get me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because again, one of my gems, like I'm thinking of like Jason in Hell, where it's like a skull with a snake coming out of it and everything's on fire. I can look at that cover art and go, I don't need to know nothing more about what this is about. I'm pressing play. So, I don't know.
Do you ever see how Netflix like changes the covers for something based off of like other things that you watch? It'll change the cover art for
really?
Like based off of what they think will attract you more.
No, I haven't really noticed.
Yeah.
That's kind of sick though. It's actually like a great
like if you watch something with like a lot of actors, like with one specific actor and a lot of stuff, and then if they're in something you haven't watched, they'll like make sure that
their cover art,
they're like their characters, the cover art. Yeah.
That's smart.
All right, yeah, I see the TV Glow. I do want to see that. I don't know if it's playing anywhere near us, but
I think they're building an Alamo by us, which I
really
could not buy us up north, Brunswick's, but still the Alamo's rad. So hopefully
we walked through it in like Nova, but
hopefully we could catch it. But yeah, I saw TV Glow. That's a movie theater. We have to go to the movie theater for that.
Yeah. That's a good answer. I feel like I'm excited for that as well. And I feel like I think a lot of I've at least seen from film TikTok.
It's good.
I've seen a few people post that have seen it, and it was pretty highly regarded so far. I haven't seen anything too negative, but I feel like just a lot of people, there's been some hype behind it.
Yeah, I mean everybody's got some shit to say. I rarely go off for reviews. I do trust Letterboxd. Letterboxd is great, but again, I can't.
You like Rotten Tomatoes though, and I don't ever look at Rotten Tomatoes.
I just think it's funny that they put a splatty emoji if it's bad. Like it's just splat. Like,
but Letterboxd is almost getting like too sarcastic. Like everything just is like, who can get the most sarcastic top review on it?
Somebody downloads a Letterboxd and thinks they're a IMDb certified movie critic. Like
I was an IMDb certified movie critic.
Yeah, like shut your ass up, bro. You're watching this in your living room and you got to go back to your just shut up, dude. Like just give me I liked it, thought this was bad, thought this was bad. They're going into like character development. Like I can't even read. So, like, I'm not reading 6 paragraphs of what you think. Just thumbs up, thumbs down. That's probably why I like Rotten Tomatoes. Just
no, but I feel like almost Rotten Tomato people are paid to some extent. I'm a classic IMDb person. I literally every year for my birthday, I'm like, I just want them to bring back the message boards or the forums. I don't even like that's all I would go on when I was little to find movies and just see people discussing things.
Yeah.
And like complaining about things. Like I miss it so much. I feel like Reddit kind of like Reddit now will have like threads for movies and stuff like that, and I'll pretty much indulge in those now to kind of get that fix. But Letterboxd has been satisfying me as well, though.
It's all right. Scratching the itch, yeah.
IMDb forums, please come back. All right. Last question is, what is a movie treat that you enjoyed growing up when you went to movie theaters, and do you still get that now?
Milk duds. Milk duds. There's a couple reasons for milk duds here. A, pre-inflation milk dud was bomb.
Yeah, everything with
Bomb.
shrinkflation, the quality's gone down.
Bomb. I found out that it wasn't just chocolate. I think we had this conversation. There's like caramel. I was like, how do they get this chocolate so chewy? But it is caramel. And the main reason is because, like I said before, me and my dad would do like a 6-hour stint in a movie theater. A larger box of milk duds can get you through 6 hours because pre-inflation milk dud is about a 20 to 25 minute chew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a whole box of milk duds, you could get through all of the movies. Because, like, and also my dad was, I was like, Dad, could I get some popcorn? He's like, no. Yeah. Because he was just like, he wasn't selfish in the fact, but like I guess you would call him a particular man. 2 Cokes, left, right, popcorn in the middle. Don't talk to him. Don't touch him. Don't say, even in the trailers, don't say you're excited for that. My dad was the shusher.
Really?
My dad took it seriously.
Like, you probably hate when you always pause stuff. If I do say anything during a movie, he like pauses it and then goes back to it to like finish
just,
what
like
I'm
angrily
saying.
finding the Roku remote, just like. But yeah, so milk dud because they are like I said, pre-inflation. They are delicious, and also
they make your teeth probably rot.
Oh, I popped a crown.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, your teeth are probably like ruined by the end of like seeing 3 movies with a box of those.
And for chew time and for just overall deliciousness, I do love popcorn, but my dad would maybe give me like 3 kernels, and then he'd get a refill and go home.
So he can enjoy it for the ride home and when he's like sitting at the house.
Yeah. Well, he used to go. I remember one time I called him. This is a while ago. I said, "Yo, what's going on? What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm at the Marquee." Sick. Like, A, why didn't you call me? And B, what are you watching? He's like, nothing. I said, why are you there? He goes, I'm getting a large bucket and going home. I go, like, all right, like, and I should have went. I forgot where I was probably out skating, but I should have went to my house because I would have put my whole bank account on that. He was watching Silence of the Lambs for the 40,000th time because he would do that. He'd get obsessed and just like over and over. I do the same thing too. I've watched Hellraiser.
My father does that also. Gets hyper fixated on movies and literally will watch them for months and weeks, like over every day.
A, it's like comforting, and B, I'm just looking for what I didn't see.
I do that with something. Like, it depends.
Well, it's a lot of found footage is like, because that's my favorite
Oh, yeah.
genre.
You love found footage.
Yeah, because in a lot of found footage, there's always like in the background. You know what I mean? So, and also I just want to watch it again. Like, I'm not even going to cap.
Yeah, and you love found footage, and that's my least favorite horror genre.
Which is crazy.
It's something about it just like I can appreciate it to an extent, but like I don't know, I love like my classic zombie movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can sleep in the other room.
I do want us to watch 28 Days Later because I think you will like it. That's like one.
That's not the one with Jim Carrey.
No, I don't even know what you're thinking of horror movie wise with Jim Carrey.
He has a movie with the number in it.
Oh, like the number 23 or number 28.
Like, the girls like committed.
Gotta bleep that out.
But yeah, and it's like all I remember that movie is like something I find so fun. Like if I had a lot of money, I would want those like crazy person's room. Like, you know, those persons that are like conspiracy theorists where they just like tape a bunch of old news articles. Like, I just want a room like that just to like go in.
We have a spare bedroom right now.
I'm gonna start to tape, but I just want to tape like really wild stuff, like just a bunch of like things that happen at different McDonald's.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, because like I'm not really a huge conspiracy theorist, but like if there was like a McDonald's thing, like catastrophe, I'll tape it to the wall.
I can't get it. I don't know. I feel like there's like conspiracy people I know that really deep dive into conspiracy theories, and I just feel like I never care enough, or I'm just like, okay.
I mean, I read them and I could be like, oh, that makes a little sense, but people that are dedicating their lives, I'm like, bro, like go to work or something.
Well, that's like half the
like,
time. Like if I have people send me them, I'm just like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do about it?
Exactly,
like, if
that
it's
too.
not-
It's like, I'm not going to
do I get to go home and have my treat after work at least? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the biggest conspiracy theory I want to come true is a 4-day work week.
Yeah.
For
Same.
real.
All right. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all the questions.
All right.
This has been a very good run through of this.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. We have the natural lighting. We have like a really awesome skylight in our apartment.
I have one thing to say.
What's your finishing?
Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at you. If you remake another old classic horror movie, I hope something mildly bad happens to you. Jeepers Creepers
was so
horrifying.
that remake
Texas
was so
Chainsaw, horrifyingly bad. Hellraiser, horrifyingly bad. I'm looking at you. Please stop. Let him go. Or I hope you like get into like a minor fender bender and like insurance gives you a really hard time about it for like a month. Or you consistently burn toast every time you want to make like a bagel. It's just burnt. Like I don't want anything physically harming. Just like I hope you just have a really annoying day. Something.
I think the Texas Chainsaw remake was actually Netflix. Now that I think about it,
That was Hulu.
Trust
it was Hulu.
I don't know.
Netflix.
I do agree. The Hellraiser, and not even because some people are
God.
like, oh, what do you not like that it was a female Hellraiser? That has nothing to do with it.
No,
I just hated the storyline.
Trailer. I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Like, girl Hellraiser. That's like kind of scary, and it's like a little sexy. And I was like, all right.
A little sexy.
I was like, I could get it. Like I could easily get into this. But when we're an hour into the movie and we don't even see her.
Yeah, it just
and then it was just all about this girl that was hooked on drugs. I was like, okay, I'm like an hour in, and like
yeah, it was
and I
not
don't think
good.
there was any Cenobites.
There was like towards the end, but
Horrible.
It's just
Jeepers Creepers. I'd rather bang my head on a wall.
All right, well, this has been a really great episode.
It has been.
Yes. And I want to thank you very much because you're the one that bought me all my podcast equipment to do this creative venture.
Bang.
And yeah, thank you so much. And
No
I
problem.
appreciate you so much.
No problem.
And thank you for supporting me doing this.
No problem.
And yeah, do you have anything you want to shout out before we leave? Other than the Hulu hate?
Just the Hulu hate.
Okay.
I don't want to have anything good after that because I really wanted to hit home because that shit is ass. Also, Dunkin' sponsor me. If I didn't have to pay for Dunkin' for my whole life, I'd be a millionaire. Dunkin'. Large mocha, iced coffee, cream and sugar, double chocolate donut.
All right. Thanks so much for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.